Hey guys, welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking all things PDRN. This is an ingredient which has a ridiculously long scientific name, but that's the abbreviation, and people have started to refer to it as the new frontier in anti-aging. Well, I'm nearly approaching 40, and I'm always after a good ingredient that's going to elevate my anti-aging skincare results. So I've been using PDRN for the past 6 to 8 months, and honestly, I think it's worth talking about, and that's what we're going to do in today's video. We're going to talk about the pros, the cons, my own results, and of course I'll share with you my favourite PDRN containing serums. If you're looking to try this out yourself, sit back, relax, let's talk the new frontier in anti-aging skincare. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my thoughts and opinions when it comes to PDRN, but I want to hear yours too. Sound off in the comments section below. If you're somebody that's tried PDRN and got some great results, or you're keen to try it after watching this video, let me know by leaving the heart emoji and share with me any of your personal recommendations. If you're someone that thinks this just isn't an ingredient that you need, maybe it's not for you, again, let me know by leaving the cross emoji and state why. That way we can use the comment section almost like a poll to see what the opinions of the Mad About Skin community really are. I'm going to share with you some of my personal favorites, and I've linked all of them down in the description box below if you wanted a quick link to make a purchase, check the price point, or any of that good stuff. But just know I'm doing so in an entirely sponsorship-free capacity. You'll never see a sponsorship or a paid partnership here on Mad About Skin, because by turning down that coin, I just feel it helps me to retain my independence. So if you want to support me as a sponsorship-free, independent voice here in the YouTube skincare community, the best way of doing that is by reaching down and giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. The more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So from the bottom of my heart, love to each and every one of you. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So we're going to kick things off with a review of PDRN, what it is, what it can do for the skin. I'm going to talk about the pros, the cons, my own experiences, and then share with you some favourites later on in the video. I've left timestamps down in the description box below, so if you want to jump to one section of the video over another, those timestamps are there, so be my guest. So, PDRN, what is it and what can it do? Well, it's actually, as I said earlier, an abbreviated form of a much longer scientific name. I think it gives people, a lot of people take a second glance when they see it on products, because one letter difference from PDRN and you're in a completely different ballpark. But honestly, it's an ingredient that's been studied for years and is well understood in terms of how it works and the benefits it can bring. Now, originally it was used to treat ulcers in diabetic patients. It's been used in terms of wound healing and tissue regeneration, and only recently has it really found its way into skincare. I would say PDRN reached like peak viral popularity around like August and September last year in 2024, and things have quietened down a little bit since. It's just become a staple in people's routines. Now, this is when I like to review a product. I never like to do it at like peak popularity when a lot of it is just viral noise. I like for some of that to die down so we can see what people's long-term opinions are, and then we can talk about it on the channel. Now, I've been using PDRN in my skincare routine probably for the last 6 to 8 months, and so I feel like I've given it enough time to really be able to share with you my thoughts and opinions, hence the video that you're watching today. Now, PDRN comes in 2 different forms. There is an animal-derived version and a plant-derived version, and these two are subtly different. So I think the most popular one is the one that's derived from salmon sperm, which you see a lot of people online. I think this is why it went viral. You see a lot of people like saying that and giggling like, you know, we're all 12-year-olds. Well, I'm too old for that shtick. I'm approaching 40, and so we can get over all the like giggling and like people calling it salmon sperm facials and things like that. That's taken way out of context. It just takes the DNA from that, turns it into a skincare product, which is where the PDRN comes from. Now, the reason that people choose it in this salmon form is that's actually closest to the PDRN that our body naturally has, and therefore it seems to be a little bit more efficacious. It's going to be less at risk of irritation and sensitivity on the skin, and it's going to be more skin compatible, so you're just going to get better results. I think this is definitely the case. However, not everybody's going to want to go for an animal-derived ingredient. People might be trying to avoid that in their skincare, living a plant-based lifestyle, and so there are now plant versions of PDRN, which some initial studies have shown to be really effective too. I think generally speaking, the salmon-based PDRN is going to be more efficacious on the skin, but we shouldn't discount the plant-based ones. They offer something alternative. and honestly, you'll still get great results. I've actually been using plant-based PDRN, and so bear that in mind when I share with you my own before and afters in a minute. Now, studies have shown that PDRN can be really great in terms of wound healing and tissue regeneration. It was used originally, as I said before, on diabetic patients treating leg ulcers, where it showed almost halved the heal time. Now, this was used in an injectable capacity rather than topical application, which we're talking in skincare. And so we always need to be mindful that these studies, you can't just take them as read. You have to realize that sometimes you have to take a bit of a leap of faith that if it works in one form, it's probably going to work in another. And that's really where a lot of the data comes from when it comes to skincare and PDRN held within it. However, like I say, it's been studied and proven to be really, really good at treating wounds, ulcers, and other things. And so it's a great addition to a skincare routine when a lot of what we do is about regeneration, about promoting healing and health in the skin. Some studies into topical applications of PDRN have shown it to be really great when it comes to reducing inflammation and irritation, and also promoting collagen production. This is why it's a bit of a hero for anti-aging, and why I think a lot of people start to refer to it as the new frontier in anti-aging, because the more collagen we have in our skin, the more minimized our fine lines and wrinkles will be. As we age, collagen levels dip like that, so using ingredients like PDRN can really help to just boost the collagen synthesis that's going on naturally in our bodies and return us, take 5 years off to give a more youthful appearance to the skin. Anti-inflammatories are important in skincare too, because inflammation is like the #1 enemy of our skin. It can trigger hyperpigmentation, degrade collagen, and it can lead to impaired barrier function. So if you can find an ingredient like PDRN that boosts collagen, reduces inflammation and irritation, that to me is a win-win-win, ding, ding, ding. My top tips though would be, if we're looking at the pros and the cons, the pros, it genuinely works. When it comes to my own experiences with PDRN, I've seen a noticeable difference. You do have to use it long term to see those results. As I say, I'm at like the 6 to 8 month mark, and I've definitely seen that it's helped to minimize some fine lines and wrinkles, increase some firmness in the skin, particularly around the jawline, and overall it's just improved skin health, which I love. I've been very consistent with my application, which is what I think you need to be, but if you can commit to that, you'll see some really great results, and it's definitely going to be an ingredient I'm going to continue to use long term in my skincare, because I think that's where the real value lies. Another pro is PDRN doesn't have to cost a whole lot. Yes, there are bougie and luxury options out there, but it doesn't have to break the bank. A lot of the options out there do actually come at a budget and drugstore price points, which I love. Generally speaking, the plant-derived PDRN options are a little bit cheaper than the salmon-derived ones, so you'll need to bear that in mind. But there is definitely something out there for everyone's price point if you want to try it. I definitely think it's worth giving a go. If you're looking to elevate your anti-aging skincare routine, PDRN could be a really good ingredient to incorporate in your morning and your evening skincare routine. I applied it twice a day, which is what these studies show needs to be done in order to deliver the best results. I would encourage everyone to do that too. Now, when it comes to cons, I would just say the main one is it's not a miracle worker. Some of the things you read online hail PDRN to be like transformative for the skin on day one. Not going to be the case. You need to use it long term. You need to use it consistently twice a day to see those results. If you can commit to that, you're going to get some great results, but it's not going to be a quick fix like an injectable treatment such as Botox would be. You need to invest now for that long-term payoff, and I'm fine with that, but it's worth caveating it so people know exactly what expectations they should have with this ingredient. So when it comes to PDRN serums, I've tried quite a few. Over my time of using this ingredient, I've tried quite a few, and I've got 3 that I would genuinely recommend to everyone. Now, let's start with what I think is the most popular one out there, and this is the VT PDRN Reedle shot. So the VT Reedle shot line is a viral sensation on its own, and the PDRN version of it is probably their best seller at the moment. This is great because it takes that PDRN in a really good concentration, mixes it with Centella asiatica, other calming, soothing and anti-inflammatory ingredients, and it uses it alongside their spicule technology. These spicules are like little needles that push the product deeper into the skin, so you get quicker results. They're said to enhance the penetration rate, so you get better results in the long term. And I definitely think that's the case with this. Whilst you do get a little bit of a prickling on application, that will dissipate after a couple of minutes. And I think it's a really nice option for people that are looking for quick wins. They want some advanced PDRN technology. That's really what you're getting in this product. It's not the cheapest out there, but I think for the extra technology, it's worth every single penny. And this is the one that I've been using most consistently. They do also do an essence version of this, which I'll leave an image of the screen, which is basically the same formulation, but without those spicules. So if the idea of these little needle spicules going into the skin to enhance the penetration isn't for you, then there is a spicule-free version where you won't get the tingling, but you might just have to wait a little bit longer for those results. Either is absolutely fine. It's the same base formulation, just with slightly different delivery mechanism. And both of these are actually plant derived. So if you're looking for a plant derived ingredient, then both of these come from ginseng. So it's great if you're living a vegan or plant-based lifestyle. Now, my second recommendation is another plant-based PDRN one, this time harnessing that PDRN from rose, and it's this. This is the Medicube PDRN Booster Gel. So this has a slightly lower concentration of PDRN than with the VT one, but you get an absolute vat of product, which you can use head to toe. I love this. It's got peptides in too, so it really harnesses the anti-aging power of peptides alongside PDRN for like a double whammy. That to me is like 10 out of 10 territory when it comes to formulation. You get a lot of cream, and this is designed to be used as like a gel to use alongside the Medicube like devices that they do to help create that slip on the skin. Sure, it works for that, but this is a great product in its own right, and you don't have to have the devices to use alongside it. You can just use this on its own. You get so much product, and it's so affordable that, like I say, don't just use it on the face, use it on the neck, use it on the décolletage, literally head to foot. This is going to be like an anti-aging shot for the body, and it's so good. The peptides definitely add a little extra punch to that PDRN formula, and I love it. The packaging's nice. You can keep this in the fridge as well, so it gives that ultimate cooling if that's something you're after. I think this is a really nice product. Like I say, it doesn't have the same concentration of PDRN as with the VT, so if you're looking just for like maximum strength, then obviously this one's for you. But this is a nice, affordable body option that you can use just twice a day to get that little extra anti-aging boost. Now, finally, if you're looking for a salmon-derived PDRN, which, as I said, these studies show to be the most efficacious when it comes to human application, then the newer PDRN hyaluronic acid 100 serum is probably the one that I would go for. I'm leaving an image of that here on the screen now. It's not super expensive, so it's one of those price points that I think could suit most budgets. And this actually has a high concentration of salmon-derived PDRN. It's also got some other great calming and soothing ingredients, and best thing about it, contains collagen too, so it gives like an ultimate plumping experience for the skin. If you want instant plumping plus long-term anti-aging, this is a great option to go for, and it really does feel nice on application. That collagen gets to work straight away, plumping out and hydrating the skin alongside that hyaluronic acid. And then that PDRN works in the long term to boost collagen synthesis, reduce inflammation, and just help keep the skin in tip-top health. This is another great option, but like I say, salmon derived, so not going to be for everyone. But people that want quick results, but also want to see that salmon derived PDRN, this is definitely a win. So there you have it, guys, a whistle-stop tour of PDRN, what it can and can't do for our skin, some of my personal favorite recommendations. I've been using PDRN for the past 6 to 8 months, and honestly, I think it's going to become a long-term feature in my skincare routine. It's helped firm the skin, I've definitely seen some anti-aging benefits, and the studies are there to prove it really can deliver something extra when it comes to anti-aging in skincare. However, know that it's not going to be the cure-all. Some people are overhyping it online, and I think we have to set our expectations wisely so we know what we absolutely can get from a product. There are lots of different versions on the market. Just note that there is the plant and the salmon versions, and choose the one that meets what you're looking for in terms of a product. By sharing with you some of my personal favorites today, hopefully it's given you a little food for thought, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.